This video is brought to you by lavelsoccer.co.uk, one of the world's best online international soccer retailers, offering free boot personalization on any order. Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the Adidas F50 adizero miCoach 2 soft ground in the brand new dark blue, running white, and vivid pink colorway. As far as extras that are included in the box, you do get an Adidas stud wrench, as you guys can see here, and that's pretty much it other than the shoes themselves that you'll find inside of the box. You may have noticed that these did not come with an extra set of insoles, and that's because this is the leather model. The leather model will only come with one set of comfort insoles and not an extra set of lightweight ones. If you want the extra set of insoles, you have to buy the synthetic version of the adizero because the leather one does not include two sets. As far as the mixed sole soft ground stud pattern on here, you can see that the overall layout is not all that different from what you're going to get from the molded firm ground version. The studs are not kind of positioned any differently, but instead of having molded studs all the way through, you have 4 studs in the forefoot and 2 studs in the heel that are replaced with screw-in aluminum studs, as you guys can see here, that are significantly longer than the plastic molded ones. If you just match them up by eye, they're a lot longer, and it does make for a lot more of an aggressive traction pattern, which is designed for soft, natural grass playing surfaces. I know the first question that a lot of people are going to ask is, can I just buy the soft ground version, unscrew the metal studs, replace them with plastic ones to use on firm ground, and then put the metal ones back in when I want to play on soft ground? And the answer to that question is you can do that if you want. I personally don't recommend it. I have tried it out. You have a really hard time finding the right studs that match the actual shoe itself, especially ones that are short enough to match the rest of the molded plastic ones. It's still going to feel like a soft ground shoe just with plastic studs, which really doesn't make that big of a difference. You can potentially strip the actual joints as well, which would actually make the shoe completely useless. And because the sole plate is so thin on the adizero, it does make for a pretty significant amount of stud pressure and honestly just doesn't perform all that well. So for the most part, if you're playing on firm ground, buy the firm ground version. If you're playing on soft ground, buy the soft ground version. It's just that simple. I really wouldn't deviate from those kind of rules. You do have that miCoach compatibility on the shoe as well. And then of course the overall sole plate and kind of heel counter combination is still the exact same sprint frame you're going to find on the firm ground version of the adizero. As far as this colorway goes, it is really nice in person. I wasn't a big fan of when I saw it online, but in person it definitely looks a lot better. This dark blue color is more like a navy blue, which I think looks really good, has a nice matte finish to it. And then this vivid pink colorway here at the heel, to me looks a little bit more purple than it does pink, and it's not as bright in person as I thought it was going to be. So for the most part, this is not an overly flashy shoe. It does have some color, but it's not something that's like blindingly bright. And I actually really do like the look of it. Other colors on the shoe that are unlisted is this kind of sky blue color you have here in the adizero logo. A little bit of that on the tongue, and then a little bit of that color on the insoles as well, as you guys can see there. As far as the leather version of the adizero goes, I'm actually a big fan of this shoe. This is the first time ever where I feel like we're actually getting a true leather soccer shoe from the leather version of the adizero, meaning that there's actually a good amount of leather on the upper that's going to provide a nice quality leather upper feel, which is what you're looking for from pretty much any leather soccer shoe. The leather on the upper is made from a Golio calfskin leather, and the quality is honestly not the best, but it is pretty good and suits the overall feel of the shoe pretty well in my opinion. The leather spans from this joint right here on the outside, goes all the way through the midfoot, forefoot, toe box area on both the inside and outside, and then cuts off at this point here on the inside of the shoe, as you guys can see. The leather does fit a little bit tight at first. It's got a good thickness to it, and it's not overly soft from right out of the box, and if it does feel a little bit tight, I wouldn't worry because the shoe does offer quite a bit of stretch to it. One major talking point for the new leather adizero are these stripes and the Adidas stripes here on the outside and inside of the shoe that are actually a synthetic material kind of stitched on over top. They do have a slight slickness to them when you do touch them with your hand, but for the most part they don't affect your touch on the ball at all, and they act more as an anti-stretch mechanism more than anything. And I also believe they put it on there because it looks better than if they were to print them on. It would probably wear off and just wouldn't look all that good. So for the most part, I think it's actually a pretty cool design element that Adidas has included. You do have an off-center lacing system, as you guys can see here, with the laces being pushed slightly to the outside, and the tongue itself is actually leather as well. This back heel section is made out of full synthetic material, synthetic leather liner on the inside that has a nice texturing to it, and there's actually a pretty good amount of padding in the actual adizero this time around, which is definitely a good thing. Definitely the more comfortable option of the two models that are available, which is leather and synthetic. As far as the insole goes, this is the insole that is included. It's the comfort insole, as you guys can see. This little bit of Adidas graphic here in blue at the heel. And then the finish on this, the insole itself is like a synthetic suede material. Very, very soft, very comfortable. And then it is a minimalistic EVA foam insole with an extra layer of perforated EVA foam here at the bottom. Very lightweight, designed to be more light than comfortable, but definitely does the job for the most part. So that's pretty much it as far as the unboxing portion of this video goes. And we'll move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how light the soft ground version of the Adizero is. Part of what makes the Adizero series so popular is the lightweight construction of the boot. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the soft ground model always tends to weigh a little bit more than the firm ground versions because there is a little bit of extra bulk to the sole plate. You have to have screw-in points for the studs, and a lot of the studs are actually made out of metal or aluminum, which weighs a little bit more than plastic. So like I said, the soft ground version always weighs more than the firm ground model. In terms of how the shoe feels in hand, it doesn't feel at all heavy. It's a very lightweight soccer shoe, especially considering or in comparison to other soft ground models out there. But you definitely can tell it does have a little bit more weight to it in comparison to the firm ground version. So I'm going to throw this pair on the scale so you can see exactly what it weighs in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. And also keep in mind that the firm ground version in leather in a size 9 US weighs in at 7.1 ounces. So I'm going to throw this on the scale, and you can see that this pair weighs in at 8.1 ounces. So it weighs a full ounce more than the firm ground model, which is not a whole lot considering you do have those soft ground studs on there. Just keep in mind that it does weigh a little bit more than the firm ground, but if you are looking for one of the lightest soft ground shoes currently out there in the market, you're going to get that from the Adizero. That's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion goes, and we'll move on to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit. Alright, here's a look at the Adizeros on feet, and for right out of the box, this is actually a very comfortable pair of shoes. Like any pair of leather soccer shoes, they do require a little bit of break-in time to allow the leather to soften up and mold to your feet, but for the most part, you can do that pretty comfortably in only a span of a few hours, and you shouldn't have any issues as far as blistering or discomfort. As far as the width of the shoe goes, you do have a pretty good amount of width from the leather Adizero, especially because it is leather and has that ability to stretch. It does have a more snug fit through the midfoot, so as long as you don't have overly wide feet, you shouldn't have too many issues fitting into the shoe, even if it does fit a little bit tight from right out of the box, because like I said, it will stretch a bit. As far as the forefoot and toe box goes, you have plenty of width there. Like I said, the leather has a pretty good amount of stretch to it. It will stretch pretty much to any foot shape. Again, it's just a matter of not having too wide of a foot through the midfoot, otherwise you may run into some issues with discomfort. As far as sizing goes, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So as far as ordering a size for yourself, I definitely recommend going true to size if you do want the most comfortable and the best possible fit from the leather Adizero. That's pretty much it as far as the on-feet section goes, and I'll move on to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing of the Adidas F50 Adizero miCoach 2 leather in the soft ground stud pattern. The full review for this guy should be up hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so once I get a chance to use them. In the meantime, if you do want to check out the review page for this guy, you can find a link down below in the description. And on that page right now, you're going to find the high quality images of this exact pair, as well as buy it now links with the best prices online to allow you guys to pick these shoes up at the lowest possible price. In the meantime, if you do want to check out a review for the firm ground model of the Adidas F50 Adizero leather, there will be a direct link down below in the description to that as well. If you do have any questions regarding this shoe, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you guys could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Any questions not related to the video that you would like an answer to, go ahead and ask those on the SR4U Facebook fan page. Again, link down below in the description. If you guys do want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram account name is VujoJosh. Just like this channel name, go ahead and look me up, or again, the link can be found down below in the description. If you did enjoy today's video and you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all of the latest soccer gear, such as unboxings, reviews, comparisons, free kicks, Q&A videos, all kinds of great stuff. If you're into soccer gear at all, you're going to love this channel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.